What's up, guys? It's your boy T.Aubrey. I'm here with SpaceMan Zack. We decided to do another interview. It's kind of a follow-up to our previous interview that we did like 3 years ago. But before we get into that, how's it going? How you doing?
I'm doing well, living life.
Nice.
Excited for the future.
The interview? Excited for the interview?
That too.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, so we did an interview like 3.5 years ago. I'm looking at it right now. July 28th, 2018, which is pretty crazy because when I think back on that, it doesn't seem that long ago, but
Yeah,
it's kind of a long time, 3.5 years.
yeah, that's like wild to like think because it doesn't feel like we've been working together that long. And the baby's now crying.
By the way, there's a baby in the house, and so if you hear it, that's what's going on.
By the also, my roommate is with her. She's not alone crying in the next room.
Right. Yeah. So
It's my roommate's baby.
But yeah, anyways, thinking back to that interview 3.5 years ago, do you feel like your life has panned out as planned?
I mean, yes and no, because I don't think that I really planned like anything back. Like I just kind of have always just like taken it like every day at a time. So I don't think I really had like a plan. My plan was like make music and do as much as you can, and I think I've done a lot. Obviously, not to try to sound cocky, but like I just feel like I've accomplished like a lot of things that I didn't know if I would ever accomplish, and so I'm super happy for that, and I'm super blessed about that. So yeah, like I think it's panned out really well. I just never like planned anything. So,
What are some of the things that you feel like you've had in mind that you have achieved?
Since then I've performed out of the country, which is crazy. I performed in Finland. I've performed in Canada. I've played shows with like over 1,000 people now. I've sold out my own show in my hometown. I've dropped multiple albums, hit multiple songs with over millions of plays. Just like crazy. I've worked with some people that like I never would have expected to work with, like some producers and some engineers that like back then I didn't even know it was like a possibility to come in contact with at my level.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and like our videos doing crazy numbers and being, I've like this year for my birthday, I opened a P.O. box and I was getting packages from like Switzerland.
That's
people.
crazy.
It's like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Like that's why, like, like people knowing that it's my birthday in a different country is just ridiculous and crazy and amazing. So shit like that is
for
awesome.
Sure.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Anything that hasn't happened that you were maybe picturing in the next, like, from back then to now?
I want to go platinum.
Did you think you were gonna do that back in 2018?
No, but I thought I'd be like, I mean, one of my big, like dream and aspirations was like at this time to be like at least nearing like a gold plaque.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm anywhere near a gold plaque, which not complaining, but like that was like one of those things that was like, what if,
I think gold is 50 million streams or something like that, because 1,500 streams count.
But it's
as a
on
sale.
like one song, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And so I'm not even close.
Yeah, but I mean, it's definitely obtainable.
Oh no, yeah. I just like that was like back then.
Yeah.
I would have been like, by the time 3 years from now, I hope I have a gold plaque.
Record. Yeah, that'd be pretty fire.
But like, I mean, dude, like I live in this house, pay for it with music. I don't have a job. Again, I get to travel all over. It's crazy. I want to travel to more places. I think COVID really screwed everything up. I thought I would have like, by now I thought I would have like at least like a countrywide tour.
Yeah.
Which I think possibly could have happened or like been like a support artist if COVID had not happened, because that literally shut down the music industry for a year.
Yeah.
Which sucked. And it became very hard to like stay on track during that. Like I was stuck, not able to do like anything. So
yeah,
like, it's hard to like make music, especially like you start losing like inspiration, because a lot of the inspiration that I make music from is like from experiences.
We're just like living life.
And so like when you're stuck inside for 6 months to a year, you don't have experiences anymore. So you just like what do I even write about? So you have to like go in and like fucking dig way deeper into yourself. So it just was a weird time. But yeah, I haven't accomplished everything I wanted to so far, but it's all coming.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of COVID, do you feel like there's been any silver lining about any of that for you? Or anything that, I don't know, you've like come to realize or anything like that, just being, in that same experience of like being isolated?
I think it's put me to the test of like dealing with myself a lot more. I've always been like whenever I get like in my head or like depressed or anything, I like outwardly go try to find energy from other people. So I think it's taught me like how to like deal with myself in those situations on a personal level. On top of that, I think it's helped me experiment with my music more, which I'm grateful for, because like again, I was stuck inside. All you could do is record. So it was like branch out to all these different genres and just experiment with stuff that I think if I was busy doing like shows and stuff, I wouldn't have had time to sit around and experiment with. So there's silver linings there. Also, I think it's made me appreciate like live shows more.
Yeah.
Because I think there was a while there where we were playing them like every week, and it was getting to the point where it was like, I don't really want to perform tonight.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh shit, I have a show.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, let's go. So yeah, I think that helped.
Definitely. So your recent kind of like pivot into more rock music, do you think that's something that would have not happened if COVID hadn't happened or everything been shut down, or you think you would have done that anyways?
I mean, I think it probably would have eventually anyway, just because I do love that genre of music, and I always have, and I always will, and I've always wanted to make it. I think COVID was just like a big driving factor in like it actually happening.
Yeah.
Because like I said, like I was, fuck it, like might as well. And I really am happy that I did, because I really love that music, and I love the music that I'm making right now, like all the unreleased stuff that I have that's in that lane. Not to say that I will not do any OG SpaceMan Zacks anymore, because I still have a bunch of those, and I'm still making those, and you've heard them. So,
yeah. Facts.
But yeah, I mean, I think it would have happened. It just, I mean, you never really know how things are going to work or how things pan out.
Definitely. How are you feeling in making kind of a different type of music than you're used to, or you're like known for? I don't feel like it's that different. It's not like a huge pivot.
I mean, it's the same. Like all my music was always based on that.
Yeah.
It was just like it's a little less hip hop than it was.
Yeah.
I feel good. The thing I like about music is I get bored once I feel like I've really like accomplished a genre. It becomes like a second nature. It's like riding a bike. Like I know how to make this.
Yeah.
So it's like it's still fun in terms of like I can release my emotions and do what I want to do, and it sounds cool. But like there's something cool about like the challenge of a new genre, and like learning to do this rock stuff has been super challenging. Like, I mean, you've been with me in studio sessions where I literally had no idea what the fuck was, like, I didn't know what to do. And, like, I'd be there with a band, like, working, like, making a song from scratch with all the instrumental and shit. And, like, it's hard. And, like, the vocal styles are, like, a little different. Like, I think you have to be a little bit more, in my opinion, the way I wanted to do it was, like, you have to be a little bit more raw with your stuff. And I think you have to, like, there's just different things about it, like different ways to approach making the different genres, and it's been really challenging, which has been fun. It's also made me really nervous because like I hope that people like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's worth it because it's like self-fulfilling.
Yeah.
Like I feel like really good like listening to like the new stuff that I have. I'm like, dude, 19-year-old Zach would be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, so talking about it being like challenging and more of a challenge for you, and that's part of the motivation for doing it, do you feel like you're pretty grounded in that realm of music now, or do you still feel like you're like getting your bearings still?
I still think I'm getting, there's like a lot of things that I need to work with on, and I think there's a lot of things that I can do better in the genre. I also really want to learn how to play like a lot of the instruments and like be able to like play my live acoustic sets by myself, and like, you know what I'm saying? I still want to take some more vocal lessons to like learn more about that stuff, because I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on my voice, but I want to just be able to hit even more than I can hit, which like making this last album that's not out yet, there's parts on there where like I didn't know that I could do that with my voice.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow.
Yeah.
And like, you know, people have showed me that I can. And so there's like a lot of that. I think that I'm pretty grounded in it. Like I know how to write it now, and I know how to like execute it. There's just more that I can do to like perfect it. Gotcha. And I don't think you can ever really perfect it, but like really like I think I did like the like OG 2019 Zack. Like I think I'm like pretty like
perfect at it.
You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
it's like second nature at this point. Like I can just write that and get it. This, it's like it takes me longer to write the songs. It takes me longer to record them. We did like 8-hour sessions where I only got one song done because I'm like, what do I do here? There's like a lot more intricacies that are just different intricacies than the other genre. So it's like, it's just a whole like, it's almost like learning how to make music again.
Gotcha. Interesting. How do you feel about kind of like punk rock or like pop punk or just alternative kind of making a comeback in the mainstream?
I'm happy about it. I think that it's a fine line. I think that like it can be, it's amazing, and it can also be like not so good at the same time. Because I'm obviously like, I can't be a gatekeeper because I'm not like an OG rock star. But I love that genre, and so I'm so happy that like I listened to that genre like when I was fucking 12.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm happy that as a fucking, you know, young 20 or young 20s, like I can like do it and like make it, and it's gonna be popular, and I can also just go anywhere and listen to it now. Like it's awesome, and I love that it's like being revived and being appreciated for what it was, because it was really truly a beautiful time in music. Where I think that it does get like you know, blurred a little bit is like, I think that to make it, you should have the appreciation for where it came from. And I've heard a lot, and like I'm not gonna tell anyone to not make a type of music or whatever, because like everyone makes music from their own selves, and like that's awesome. Your art is your art. But there's certain, like, I've just heard certain stuff where I'm like, it just seems like you might be trying to do this because you heard other people do it.
Yeah.
Where like especially with this genre, with how it's like made and how it's written, it's literally like one of the most personal musics like ever. So it's like all like about your own struggles and shit like that. So I think like to make it in a way that like is appealing to me is like you really have to be like vulnerable and open, and like know like that's where it stems from. And like I just feel like I've heard some stuff that I'm like, there's not really like, it sounds good, but like this wasn't written from a place of like emotion. It was written from like a place of like, this is gonna catch me a quick buck.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the same thing with every genre. There's literally that in every single genre.
For sure.
It's just how it goes. But I mean, those people making a bag from it, make your bag.
Yeah.
Get your thing.
What do you think the reason for this type of music to kind of be making, I hate to say comeback because I know it didn't really go anywhere, but I guess just kind of...
It's more prevalent now.
Yeah, just be a little more prevalent than it has been.
Dude, honestly, I think a lot of it has to do... I think COVID actually like did stem some of it. and I think like the state of the world, we're in a wild place right now in society where I think the younger generations are finally becoming a voice of power, where I think they weren't for such a long time because people were stuck in their ways, but like due to social media and stuff like that, we have a lot more power now. And I think that with the way that things were going for so long in the world and like young people not having any sort of voice, I think it's led to like if you look at statistics, like we have a very high anxiety, depression, everything rate compared to like, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
For the youth. And so I think like it literally is just a time in the world where like this emotion and this feeling is so prevalent, and like these kids have the voice but they don't know how to use it yet. So they like cling to someone who can speak for them and something they can feel. And so I think it's like it's really sick that it's sick in a good way. Like it's really cool that like it is able to make this comeback, because I think it's really needed in like this generation, because I think there's a lot of kids out there that really don't know what to say, but they want to say something. And so like giving them that word is like amazing.
You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Who are some people in music right now? It doesn't even have to be the same genre that you have been inspired by in the last like, not necessarily musically, but just like been inspired by what they're doing or whatever voice they are sharing, anything like that, and maybe the last year or so.
The last year or so, dude, I'm a big fan of Lil Nas X. I think what he's doing is really, really cool. I was actually speaking to somebody the other day who he's gay. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about Lil Nas X and like what he's doing, and he was like literally full on was just like he straight up said like he is one of the only reasons that I'm comfortable being outwardly like open and like being myself and not caring about this shit, because if he can do it and he's so fucking cool, then like everyone's gonna have to accept me. So like accept this. And I just think that's like a really beautiful thing that like he can touch people with that. So I love what he's doing for, first of all, his music is incredible. Second of all, I love what he's doing for that community. Like that's really cool, and I think it's amazing that he's putting the support out there. I've been there's a lot of like rappers that you've been showing me that have really like Kenny Hoopla.
Kenny's dope.
He's not a rapper, and I just said rappers, but he's on the rock thing. And you showed me him like 4 years ago, and he was like a smaller artist, and I was like, this guy's dope. I hope he goes somewhere. All of a sudden, he just fucking blew the fuck
He's had
up.
a crazy comeback.
Like skyrocket. Like this year has just been ridiculous. And to see him, like I follow him on everything, to see him playing these festivals with like hundreds of thousands of people going crazy. He's doing all this shit. He's on tour. Like he's doing all this crazy. It's like very inspiring. I even fanboyed because I like tweeted one time, and I was like, it was like probably a month ago, and I was like, yo, Kenny Hoopla's killing it, and he replied to it, and I was like,
yeah, that's fun.
Which that doesn't happen a lot. Like I don't get like starstruck like that, but I was like, dude, you're so cool. So him, I really love. You showed me Casper. I love his stuff right now. I think it's very. I think he blends a lot of things together that's so perfect, and like just the way he presents himself is a really cool, down to earth, like but like kind of mysterious.
Yeah, definitely.
I just think he's one of those people that I'm like, damn, like you might be the coolest person on the planet. Like,
yeah, no, I agree.
I'm like, yeah, like you're so cool. I wish I could be your friend.
Y'all are very similar in the sense that I think y'all are both pretty diverse. Like y'all can both do the.
He does a lot of different shit.
Yeah, and y'all can both kind of do like the hip hop thing, and then also like rock.
Yeah, because he did that one like rock video, right?
Yeah, he has a couple. He has.
What's the one that's like? I think he might have been black and white, and he's in like a white expanse. You know what I'm talking
That's
about?
the one with Travis Barker.
Yeah, but it's not like it. It's not like super hard rock. It's like still kind of.
It's kind of soft.
Yeah.
But he has like 3 or 4 kind of in that vibe right now. But yeah.
He's taken over too.
Yeah, dude.
His whole is it Surf Gang?
Yeah, Surf Gang.
They just got Rolling Stone right up.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty wild.
That's fucking.
All the Surf Gang's pretty dope.
I also am a huge fan of Sofago right now.
Yeah, Sofago's hard.
Dude, he's crazy.
He's been kind of quiet, I feel like, since
he popped off. I remember you showed me him, and then my homie showed me the song Every Day, and I literally listened to it every day for like 2 months straight.
Yeah, dude, he's pretty good. I found out about him like right before he got the Cole Bennett video, but
yeah,
he's hard, bro. That guy's got a bright future. I think he's gonna be on the Uzi album.
Is he?
Yeah, I think so. But
Uzi also can never do anything wrong.
Yeah, I love
He's
Uzi.
He's a perfect human being.
Facts, he is.
I like Trippie Redd's new album too.
Yeah, Trippie Redd did have a great album. That's probably my favorite Trippie Redd album, and probably since like Love Letter
to You.
Well, he's got like 6 of them or 5 of them.
I like
maybe the third one. They're all good, but I do like.
I also think that Tyler Creator's album was his best album in like a couple.
Really, better than Igor? Really?
I'm super unpopular opinion. No offense. I did not like Igor at all.
Oh, you didn't even like it? I actually didn't know that. I'm not a huge Tyler fan. Not for any reason other than just like I haven't really.
Tyler, if you somehow see this, I love you. Okay, I'm not hating on you. It just is not for me, bro.
I used to listen to him in high school, and then what was the Flower Boy? I just don't think I listened to that.
Flower Boy was really good. I liked Wolf a lot. His old Bastard and Goblin were really good.
Yeah, I don't know if I listened to Wolf either, so I just kind of got off of him, and then I didn't really listen to Igor.
I like Cherry Bomb too,
but I know everyone.
I think I liked every album he's ever put out except for Igor.
But I know everyone loves Igor, and I know a lot of people felt like what's the new one called? I'm bad with names.
Holy shit! Now I can't think of it.
Damn, we're exposing.
I'm literally about to look it up because I'm pissed now.
But I know
it's so good.
I know a lot of people felt like it wasn't better than Igor, so it's interesting. That you say that.
I thought it. Call Me If You Get Lost.
Yeah.
So here's what I thought, and this is literally just pure, obviously like preference.
Yeah.
I think that the new one was him using like Flower Boy Igor like production, like that pretty production, but then still getting like the gritty rap Tyler over top of it. And I think that was like the perfect blend. Because I love the pretty production, and the production on Igor is nasty good. It's just like some of the songs, and like I get where he was going with some of the singing that he did. It just didn't like strike a chord for me.
Yeah.
So like, but fucking brilliant.
Yeah, new album's really good.
Also, he's literally a brilliant musician, so I'm not hating, promise. But where the fuck is Frank Ocean? I need an album.
I never got. Everyone's gonna hate me for this too. I like Frank Ocean. I just like. I'm not super familiar.
He's literally
with
goated.
When's the last time he dropped an album? It wasn't
Blonde.
Oh, it was Blonde. Yeah. He hasn't dropped since Blonde. That's really old.
It's like 4 years, I think.
Wow, that's crazy.
He was at the Met Gala or something like that.
Yeah.
And he had like a mechanical baby in his
arm.
I saw
that. Yeah,
and,
I saw that.
People in like the crowd, there's like a little video, and people in the crowd were like, "Where's the album? Where's the album?" And he wasn't saying anything. Someone on Twitter posted, and they were like, "He wants us to know that he knows we want music. He also wants us to know that he doesn't give a fuck."
Yeah,
so it's like that's amazing.
Do you think that someone like him is like constantly working on music, or do you think
that man? I guarantee that man has like 200 songs like ready to go.
Yeah, or do you think he takes a lot of time like to himself? I don't want to say off, but like to himself, or do you think he's just?
I think so, and I think that's where like a lot of his beautiful music, and he's one of the lucky artists. Not lucky, like he did it to himself, but is able to take such big breaks in between.
Yeah,
because I think with like the way that the world consumes shit right now, it's like you have to be putting out 1 million times.
Yeah,
but it's like him, like Kendrick can do it. Like Kendrick goes like 5 years between albums, and like nobody cares. Like it's like okay, bet new Kendrick album is platinum first day. But I think that like gives him time to like make like a perfect album.
Yeah.
I also think that I can guarantee you that he's probably like a really picky guy. So I bet you like he has an album like ready to go that he's literally changed like 1,000 times. Yeah.
Do you think that that's something you would like to like try at some point, like have a ton of time to just like make something really crazy and you can be really picky about it, or do you feel like you're the type of person who's
in terms of an album, yes.
Yeah.
But I think I'm the type of person who can't. I get like really bad anxiety if I go more than like 2 or 3 months without dropping music, just because like I'm like very impatient.
Yeah.
So I'd have to have like, if say I had like 30 songs ready to go and I dropped one every 2 months, and then just worked for like 2 years on an album. That would be cool with me.
Yeah.
But like I have to be like dropping
music.
Like,
makes sense.
I can't do it. I get like really insecure too. I'm like, people are gonna forget about me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think it's coming up now. I think it's just different. You do kind of just have to stay in front of, because dude, everyone, and I mean, this isn't hate or anything, but like everybody makes music.
Dude, literally everyone.
Everybody makes.
I
music.
go to parties.
Yeah.
And people are like from like high school are like, yo, my friend makes music too.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's awesome.
So like, do you just have, if you're coming
at the same time, like, do you like mine more?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But it is interesting because when you're really trying to like come up at the very beginning, there's so much competition. Literally everybody's making music.
Yeah, that's where it's different. I think. So like I had a conversation. It's really funny. I had a conversation with my friend's mom, who's a little bit older, and she was talking about like like music, how it's like different now, and she was like asking me questions because obviously like she's not in the industry, she doesn't know much.
Yeah.
But we were talking about like the difference and the difficulties in like blowing up as a musician then and now, and so I was talking about, I think in ways it was more difficult to blow up back then, and in ways it's more difficult to blow up now. Because like back then, you had to like hustle, and then find a record deal, and then like be the lucky one who gets picked, right?
Yeah.
But now, due to social media, like you're able to like become an artist without, like, I'm completely independent and like making a living and like, you know, doing well. But at the same time, like you just said, because of that, everyone is a musician now. Yeah. Which is awesome, and I love that, because express yourself, and, you know, if that's something you like to do, cool. But it also floods the market to where, like, you have to be the one who stands out still. Yeah. It's just a different kind of, like... Definitely. You're either standing out to a label back then, or you're standing out to the general public now.
And you have a lot of competition from people who, like, might have recognition, like, doing something else, and it's really easy for them to pivot,
switch over, and that happens a lot with like TikTok stars who like all of a sudden like jump over, which is awesome, because there are like people who like blew up doing other things, and I think they're amazing musicians. Like I believe like Joji, he was like a YouTuber, right? Yeah, and like his music is fucking brilliant. Yeah. So it's like, cool, like, bet, like, you deserve this fucking spot, you got it. At the same time, there's also people who like don't want to be musicians. They were just like, oh, here's another, like, let me make a song, it'll probably be really cool, and they go platinum. Yeah. Just because like they have 1 million followers already. I'm like, you didn't care, bro, like, come on. Yeah, it's cool.
It is pretty wild though, because like you can, it's pretty wild that these days, I know like signed artists, a lot of their like money comes from touring, but it's pretty crazy that you can be an independent artist and like not be mega famous and not even really be touring, and just you can make a living off streams.
Oh yeah,
which is insane.
Like, dude, I went like 1.5 years without playing a show, and I was just living off streams, and I'm not mega, I'm unsigned. You know what I'm saying? Was just like collecting fucking Spotify money and living off that, and like not even like struggling. Like I was like living pretty comfortable.
It's just very attainable, and I don't want to make it sound easy, but it's just
but it's kind of awesome. Yeah, it's amazing. But then like that's where like the underground is so cool too, because you can be an underground artist and like never sign and like never like go mainstream, and like be wealthy.
Yeah, for sure.
Like look at someone like Bones.
Yeah, bro.
Who's like fucking legend. You know what I'm saying? Amazing. Love you, Bones. You're fucking awesome. But like, bro was never wanted to sign. He made it a point. He was like, I don't like labels, blah, blah, blah. And like, look at him, bro. He's fucking living.
Yeah, dude. And you don't really have to cut that off to anyone other than just like whoever you have.
You know,
like your own team.
Do everything that you, and like also you don't have anyone telling you what to do.
Yeah.
Which like I don't have a problem with labels because I think they are beneficial in ways, and like if I think they can help you with a lot of things, and if you're okay with like labels and having other people like have opinions on what you're doing, and like that's cool, like that's fine. I don't think that takes anything away from you as an artist because half of my favorite artists are signed.
Yeah,
artists,
definitely.
And have groups of people working on music with them, and that's fine as long as the music's cool. But it's also like a really cool thing to just be able to be like, yo, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. Yeah. Like I guarantee, like Bones wakes up every day, goes to he might engineer himself, I'm not even sure, but like walks into his living room, hops on a microphone, does whatever the fuck he wants, releases it, and that shit's popping. Yeah. Like it doesn't matter. Yeah. Like he's so cool. He's a goat.
Yeah. I love Bones.
I wish I could be Bones.
What do you think in general about, this is kind of a broad question, but like the state of music and just the music industry right now? Do you think overall we're in like a positive place, in like a growing period? I feel like we were in a growing period around 2015, 16.
I think we were in a changing period in 2016. Yeah. I think the industry was completely changing. I think it was becoming more prevalent to be an unsigned artist and just do your own thing because of like this whole SoundCloud, and like the underground was going wild.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I'm saying? And like you had, fucking Peep, X, Juice, like all these people coming out like around like those time periods, R.I.P. by the way. All fucking amazing goats, all huge influences to me. Love you. But like we had like all these people, and I'm also leaving out names. Sorry guys, don't berate me in the comments. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to speak. But they were all like doing this crazy shit, like just popping off. And I'm pretty sure like all of them were signed at some point. But like they were like doing shit before that was just like, wow. Yeah. Like label numbers on fucking SoundCloud. Yeah. And it's like, what the fuck? And it was like everyone was like, yo, we can just do this. Yeah. And I think that was crazy. And I think that flipped the industry on its fucking head. And I think that like a lot of people didn't know what to do. Like I think a lot of industry people didn't know what to do. And that's okay. They just had to like get used to it. I think that another thing that COVID did is I think it like kind of evened that back out, where I think there's still amazing unsigned and amazing independent and amazing underground people, but I think that like labels are like back to being like a cool thing again, Yeah. And I don't think it's a problem. I just think that I don't think that like there's ever been a bad progressive time in music. I think music is always in a good spot. I think that like as long as there's music being made, it's always gonna be a good spot. And I think that some of the best music I've ever heard has come out in the past year and a half. Yeah. Facts. So like I'm not mad either way about the music industry. I think that it's cool. Like I think that it will forever be amazing. The only thing that can kill the music industry is when the artists stop having any sort of power. And I think that as long as the music's being made, the artists still have like a power. Yeah. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, definitely. If you could change anything just about, not the industry, but just like about really like the structure of like being an artist. I don't know if that question makes sense.
That absolutely makes sense.
Like, if you could change anything about like, is there anything you don't like about like what you do for a living?
I mean, I can give you like the generic like complaining as an artist answer if that's what you want.
I mean, I don't want anything. Just if you have any honest like answer, or if you don't have anything too.
I mean,
that's fine.
Look, I have the best job in the world.
Yeah.
Like literally, I have the best job in the world. So I feel guilty. Like I don't feel like I have a right to complain. There are people miserable working a job to just support themselves, where I'm lucky enough to do what I want to do and be able to live. So I literally have no right to complain. If I was to find something to complain about, I think it gets hard, because I think the bigger you grow as an artist, the more alienated from like normal life you are. And like there's a beautiful thing to like living a normal life and like normal human connection and normal whatever. And I think that being an artist eliminates some of that from you. Obviously I still have amazing friends, I still have amazing family, also my supporters and my fans and everything. I love them to death, but there becomes more of a disconnect from like a normal life of like, I feel like when you're an artist that's getting bigger, you are more under like a social eye. Like you're being like watched like at all times. So like literally everything I do like is being watched by somebody. Like anytime I tweet, anytime I post a story on Instagram, anytime I post a picture, anything like that, like there are people who are just watching it because of its SpaceMan Zack.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's not a bad thing. But at the same time, it becomes like your life becomes like a little bit different than just like, I took this cool picture with my family and I think that my family might like to see it. Yeah. Like it's different now. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Which is, again, it's not a bad thing. Sometimes that just like you sit back and think and you're like, what would a normal life be like? You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Because I don't know, like real talk, like I talk to my mom when I get like depressed and she's like, I know what you're going through and like I know why you're stressed out. And I'm like, well, no, you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like I know that like you're saying that because you've been 23 before and like you know what it's like to be a growing up person, you know? But like 23 for me is way different than 23 for anyone else that I know in like my family or like my friends that don't make music.
Yeah.
Like it's a very different 23. It was a very different 19 to 23. Like it's a very different ball game. Which is awesome and just weird at the same time because you just feel like isolated, and you're like, well, it's hard for me to be like, yo, this is what's bothering me because like, no offense, and I know that you do love me and you want to help, but like, you don't get it.
Yeah,
you don't understand this, and then like, I'll tell like my mom, and I'm like, yo, this is stressing me out, and she's like, yeah, but isn't that so cool? And I'm like, yes,
yeah,
but like, I can still be stressed. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm freaking out. I'll be like, yo, mom, I have a big show coming up next week and I'm freaking out right now. And she's like, yeah, but it's going to be so awesome. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm scared.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm terrified.
Definitely. Yeah, that's an interesting dynamic. Kind of touching back on our old interview. So you still had a job, I'm like 100% sure when we did that.
I think I did.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
Has it been a struggle at all? I know you probably quit somewhat soon after we did that interview, but has it been a struggle at all to like
June, July? What's after July?
August.
And then
September, October.
November, October. So I quit 4 months after that.
Okay. Damn, that's wild. Has it been a struggle at all to like shift from like music being just purely kind of like what you do to relax, or not even relax, but just like what you do outside of your like life that you have to take care of, into like it becoming more a part of like, okay, now I love making music, but like now I also like I have to
make sure that it makes me
or just support myself, or just like make sure that I don't have to get a job, stuff like that.
It is slightly different. I think that like music was never. Well, I mean, like when I was a kid, yeah, it was just something I did for fun. Music was never just something that like was just like, you know, the other thing that I did.
For sure.
It was like I was working a job, the cliche story of like working a job during the day and then staying up all night making music because like I wanted something bigger.
Yeah.
So it was always like that, you know. But I'll say that when I quit my job, there was like a month and a half to 2 month period where I didn't do anything because I was like, I don't have anything to do today. Cool, I don't have to do anything, you know what I'm saying? And so it becomes different because you have to literally become your own boss and like keep yourself on schedule. Otherwise you would literally like get into a routine of absolutely nothing and then you get fucked. And that's still a struggle for me today.
Yeah.
Like this past month, like I said it on Instagram the other day, like I've had a really hard time getting motivated. I've been sleeping all day, like not doing anything. One day I woke up and realized like it's been a month and I haven't recorded a song. What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
And then you feel bad because then you're like, I'm worthless. And then you're like, what the fuck? But yeah, there's a difference in like, there's the only difference I think with it being like not my job to it being my job is that there's always the underlying like sense of knowing that like it is my job. I still make music the same way. I still have fun making music the same way. I still do it with the same friends. I still do it in my living room, you know, like when I'm bored. Like I even make joke songs that will never come out just because it's like fun to do it, you know. The only difference is that like when I'm recording a song now, it's like, okay, like this is my job. This is something that has to support me. So like I do have to keep myself to like a quota almost. It's like,
yeah,
you have to do like, even if it's not making music, it has to be something that will further my music. Like, you know, like getting on YouTube and looking up guitar chords and like finding out how to like play different things, or like I've looked up YouTube vocal lessons and done like vocal shit in my room, or like, you know, like fucking planning out a video, or like you have to do something all the time because it is a job at the end of the day. Like it's something that I love and I will never give it up and it's my passion, but it is my full-time income.
Yeah.
So like you can't just like do it when you feel like it.
For sure. Yeah, no, that makes sense. So what do you have? Yeah, I guess just tell everyone like what you've been working on, you might have coming up soon.
Nothing.
Nice. Quitting music.
Yeah, this is my official retirement announcement.
Cool. Perfect.
Hopefully this money I've made can last me until
last you like 60 more years.
No, yeah, keep streaming coke in the bathroom so I can live until I'm 60. No, I've been working on an album for a while. And I keep having people hit me up and they're like, okay, you said there was an album coming, where the fuck is it? And I'm like, I'm sorry. But I'm working on it, I'm trying to make it perfect. Aside from that, I literally have like a million songs. And I keep making new stuff too that just like isn't for the album. It's just like, it'll get there when it gets there. I've been doing a lot of covers of songs that I like recently. Coming out of this little slump that I had, like it was fun to just like try singing songs that like there's no real pressure on me to like write a song.
Yeah.
It was just like, I love this song, I'm gonna try to sing it. But like the album is coming. It, in my opinion, is my favorite album I've ever made. I think it's the most in-depth music talent I've ever had. It's definitely been the most brain-racking, fucking, you know, gut-wrenching thing I've ever done. Like, it's hard to, like, it's been hard to make it, but it's worth it. And I hope you've heard it. So I hope
I've heard it. It's pretty good.
Other than that, like, you know, just trying to play shows, hang out, still trying to figure myself out as a human being. Yeah, just living life.
Can you tell us anything about the album?
The album, I can tell you, is very rock based. There is hip hop elements. I'm not like abandoning hip hop, guys. I'm not, yeah. But there's a lot of rap. I would say like there's a lot of like Linkin Park-esque things to this album. Like it's like rock rap and then like a really hard rock chorus type shit. I can tell you that the album is, as of right now, solo, no features. But that, you know, still might change because you tweak the album until it comes out. I can also tell you that the album is fucking an emotional damn roller coaster. You can like cry, angry, happy, love, everything under this damn sun in 10 songs. So
nice.
It's lit.
Good stuff. Let's do some. I asked people to ask questions on Instagram, so
Oh really?
Yeah, I might read it.
That's kind of fire. Can you like say who asked?
If they're good. Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, so there's like none.
No, there's a few.
Okay.
All right, we'll kind of rapid fire these.
We fell off.
This is from Kayvon. What keeps you motivated?
Honestly, my fans keep me motivated. Because I look at y'all as like people that are basically my family now, and I want to make my family proud. So as much as it's for me, it's for like the entire SpaceMan family.
Nice. Harrison, you know Harrison.
Yeah.
He said, where did he get his style from?
T.Aubrey.
That's not true, but that works.
T.Aubrey dresses me.
All right. Cursed Dog said, tour with Elijah Heaps.
You never know. We've talked about it a couple times. It's just all about getting the logistics.
Yeah, that'd be epic.
That would be epic, though. Shouts out Elijah.
Cursed Dog also said, what's your favorite music video you've made / also what's your favorite fan interaction? 2 questions.
Favorite music video is either Wicked or Not Your Type. Love both of those videos. Those are so sick. For different reasons, they're so sick. Favorite fan interaction was probably when I played a show in Toronto and the doors opened at 9 and they started. I was in the back of the venue and I watched them like kick these people out, and I like walked up and was like, what the fuck's going on? And they were like, these people are trying to sneak in to see you. And so I walked outside and I waited in line with like 3 fans, and it was so cool because I just sat with them for like an hour. But it was really cool.
That's fire. Yeah. Let's see. Let's keep it at 5. So O09_real said, what is the best song of yours to blast on speakers?
Song of mine to blast? I thought you said what's the best song of your simple ass?
Of yours to blast.
I was like, this is mean. Why are you saying this? Of mine to blast on speakers, right now, Drugs in the Rain, Wicked, or I'm really a big fan of Hangover right now. But the entire album, I promise you, is going to be the best ones to blast on the speakers because they're nasty.
Nice. Yeah, and then my last question for you is just what, I guess, advice or what would you say to anyone who just wants to pursue anything similar to what you're doing, or just anything in the music business?
Just do it. That sounds dumb, but literally just do it. Make it your life. If it's your passion, make it your life. Don't let anyone tell you like you can't. This sounds corny, but like literally don't let anyone tell you can't do it. I had 1,000 people tell me that I was never going to do anything with my entire life, and look at us now. I had 1,000 people telling me that the music I was making sounded like shit. I had 1,000 people telling me that I wasn't cool enough, I wasn't good enough, I was dumb, whatever. When I quit my job, I had 1,000 people telling me that was the dumbest mistake I ever made. Look at us now. Also, just have fucking fun. Like, literally, at the end of the day, yes, this is my job, but, like, this is the most fun thing I can think of doing. And it's the only thing I really, like, genuinely love doing at all times and never get bored of. Find that in yourself and literally just ride it. And don't listen to what anyone says. Have fun. Do it for yourself first. And literally just do whatever the fuck you want to do. It's going to work out. As long as you, like, really put yourself into something, it literally will work out. No matter what. So.
Sick. Well, yeah, I think that's a good note to end on. Inspirational words from Zach. Thanks everyone who watched the whole thing. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
I swear to God, one day we'll have a better interview set up than what we're rocking.
Yeah, it's been 3 years. He's still rocking the same.
Yeah, this one's kind of my fault, guys. But anyways, appreciate y'all watching. Shouts out to Zach, obviously.
Yeah,
SpaceMan Zack.
Shouts out to Aubrey. Shouts out to Elijah. Shouts out to Vlad. Shouts out to Elias Cole. Shouts out to J4Y. Shouts out to my mom, my dad. Shouts out to... Yeah.
Sick. Perfect. I second that. All of that. All right, bye, everyone.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.